Hello everyone, I'm Sam Gore along with Todd Martin. You're watching Drive to the Championship presented by Mercedes-Benz. And Todd, a lot of the focus has been on Rafael Nadal, but I think it's time we gave Novak Djokovic a little due. He ended his match with Granolier with 2 bagel sets.
Well, I've been picking Djokovic since the beginning of the summer. I just think he's due. Even though Nadal played great throughout the Emirates Airline U.S. Open Series, Djokovic, he's the most talented guy out there. He demonstrated it today against a guy who obviously was worn down. He won 3 5-set matches to get to the round of 16. Great effort from Granolier, but he obviously ran out of gas against, I think, the most dominant guy out there.
So Novak Djokovic impressively winning through his last 2 sets with bagels, 6-love, 6-love. Well, a player today who had much more difficulty than Novak Djokovic was Eugenie. Eugenie surviving a 5-setter against Hewitt, the living legend who just will not go away. He's had so many injury problems, but he's back to playing good tennis, leaves the U.S. Open with a win over Del Potro, but he couldn't get past Eugenie today.
No, he couldn't, and he was a bit unlucky. He's up 4-1 in the 4th, 5-2 in the 5th, and lost 5 games in a row. The credit is deservingly goes to Eugenie, and Hewitt's got to be very encouraged about his level of play. This is a guy who is a former champion, former #1, has struggled to remain relevant in the world game over the last couple of years through injury, but now he's got to believe much more in himself after this great first week and really being on the cusp of being in the quarterfinals. Eugenie is, in my opinion, one of the more underrated guys out there. He plays so well, immensely talented, and he's a consistent performer, especially at the Grand Slams. Well,
Eugenie, a former semifinalist, he's advanced to the quarterfinals in the 52nd 5-set match of Hewitt's career. Moving on to the women, Victoria Azarenka. She had to play her 4th round match today because it rained yesterday, so she's going to have to play back-to-back days, but she didn't look that great against Ivanovic, at least in the first 2 sets.
No, the match was littered with errors, but these are 2 women who love to attack, love to strike the ball flat and control play. That's a real power struggle when you got two big, strong girls that can do that. Azarenka is just such a good competitor. I think in the end that's just Ivanovic's toughest point, and Azarenka continues to move through. I believe it's a good indication that she's winning when she's not playing great. She got surprised in the first set today and came back strong.
So she will play Henchikova in the quarterfinals on Wednesday. Now, there were some women's quarterfinals played today. Li Na was a winner, but she seemed to struggle at times against Makarova. 3 different times she was up a break in the 2nd set and ended up losing that set in a tiebreak and had to go to a 3rd.
Well, Li Na is the most all-around player. She just looks great, but again, this is somebody who struggles putting it all together and holding it all together. If she does, she's the athlete, she's the ball striker, and she's got a solid serve and return. She's the type of person that could compete with the likes of Serena Williams.
And Li Na is also in her first U.S. Open semifinal. You've been watching Drive to the Championship presented by Mercedes-Benz.